You ever feel that? That moment where your brain just checks out? You know, after hours of scrolling, you suddenly feel all foggy and unfocused, and you can't for the life of you remember what you were supposed to be doing? Well, today, we're going to dive deep into that exact phenomenon, the one that went from internet slang to a serious scientific discussion, brain rot. In that feeling, it's not just you. I mean, it is in your head, but maybe not in the way you think. It's this wild, shared experience in our super connected world. It's like a digital hangover that's become so normal, we finally had to give it a name. So how on earth did a term that started out as basically a meme get, well, this big? Brain rot just captured what everyone was feeling so perfectly that it was officially named Oxford's Word of the Year for 2024. Yeah, that really cemented its place in our culture.
So what are we really talking about when we say brain rot? Well, the official slang definition points to that mental fog and exhaustion you get from too much low-quality online stuff. And look, while your doctor isn't going to write you a prescription for it, the term is pointing to something really, really real about how our digital habits are messing with our minds.
And what's absolutely wild is that this isn't even a new idea. Seriously, way back in 1854, Henry David Thoreau used the exact same phrase, brain rot, in his book, Walden. He was talking about a society that preferred simple distractions over actual deep thinking. Sound familiar? It's like a 19th century complaint for a 21st century problem.
Okay, so let's get back to that scrambled eggs feeling. What is it, really? Because it's more than just being tired, right? It's a very specific set of symptoms that, let's be honest, a lot of us are dealing with every single day.
Do any of these hit a little too close to home? We're talking about that classic mental fog where you just can't think straight. Your attention span, totally shot. Trying to focus on one complex thing for more than a few minutes feels impossible. And then there's the anxiety, the burnout, and that little feeling of guilt or shame about all the time you just lost. These are the telltale signs of digital overload.
So yeah, it all feels incredibly real. But here's the big question. Is it just a temporary feeling, like being tired? Or are our digital habits actually fundamentally changing the way our brains are wired? Well, the science is starting to say it's definitely the latter.
Welcome to the neuroscience of brain rot. To really get why we just can't seem to stop scrolling, we've got to look at these powerful reward systems built right into our biology. Systems that social media has gotten scarily good at hacking.
Let's be clear, this is not an accident. Our compulsive scrolling is happening by design. These platforms are built to intentionally target something called the mesolimbic dopamine pathway. It's this ancient, primal part of our brain that's all about motivation and reward. So to your brain, a like isn't just a number on a screen. It's a powerful little hit of a biological reward signal.
Probably the best way to think about this is to imagine your phone is a digital slot machine. Every single time you pull down to refresh your feed, you are pulling that lever. You have no idea what you're going to get. You might get nothing interesting, or you might hit the jackpot with tons of likes, a viral video, or a message from a friend. In behavioral psychology, there is a name for this, a variable ratio reinforcement schedule, and it is the most powerful way known to create a compulsive habit. It's the exact same principle that makes slot machines in Vegas so unbelievably addictive. And here's the kicker. It's not the reward itself that gets you hooked. It's the chase, the thrilling, unpredictable anticipation of maybe getting that reward.
So you can see how this creates this powerful, endless loop we get trapped in. First, you take an action, like posting a photo. That immediately creates anticipation, which on its own releases a little bit of dopamine. Then, bam, you get the reward, a like or a comment. That feels good and it reinforces the original action, which makes you want to do it all over again. It is a perfect self-perpetuating cycle. Okay, so we get the mechanism that keeps us hooked. But what's the actual, measurable long-term impact on our minds? This isn't just about feelings anymore. Now we're talking about cold, hard data.
I want you to just look at this number for a second. 98,299. What on earth could that be? Well,
that's how many people were included in a massive meta-analysis back in 2023. This thing pulled together the results from 71 different studies, all looking at the impact of short-form video apps. Yeah, you know the ones.
And here is the punchline. The study found a pretty significant negative correlation between heavy use of these apps and key brain functions. So that R value you see, basically the closer it gets to -1, the stronger that negative link is. So our ability to pay attention and our inhibitory control, which is basically our brain's braking system, were both significantly weaker in heavy users. And it gets even deeper. This isn't just about how you perform on a test. Neuroimaging studies are actually showing structural changes in the brains of people with problematic social media use. We're talking about reductions in gray matter volume in the very areas of the brain responsible for things like impulse control and decision-making.
Okay, now check this out. When scientists compare the neurobiology of problematic social media use to established, recognized disorders like substance use and gambling, the parallels are kind of shocking. Same primary neurotransmitter, dopamine, check. The same key brain regions are getting hit, the ones crucial for making good decisions, check. And the result? Impaired self-control across the board. This isn't just a bad habit, it's a pattern with a clear and, frankly, worrying biological signature.
Okay, so I know this all sounds pretty doom and gloom, but this next part is the most important part of this entire explainer. You are not powerless here. It's time to talk about how to actually reclaim your focus and fight back. And here's the absolute best news. This is not a permanent state. Your brain is incredibly adaptable. It's a principle called neuroplasticity. That means with some conscious effort and some healthier habits, you absolutely can reverse these effects and sharpen your mind again. So let's talk about some real actionable strategies. First, curate your content. Be ruthless. Unfollow the accounts that drain your energy and intentionally follow ones that teach you something or inspire you. Second, set hard limits. Use the tools that are already built into your phone. Third, schedule offline time. You got to give your brain a different kind of workout. And fourth, try to consume with purpose. Don't just open an app out of boredom. And hey, if you want just one super simple, really memorable trick you can literally start using right now, just remember these 3 numbers.
It's called the 20-20-20 rule. It's so easy. For every 20 minutes you spend staring at a screen, you just take a 20-second break to look at something about 20 feet away. That's it. It's a simple little habit that helps reduce digital eye strain and gives your brain a much-needed micro-reset.
Look, at the end of the day, these platforms aren't going to change their business model just for you, but you can change your habits. Your brain is your single most valuable asset. That endless scroll will always be there, waiting for you, but your time, your focus, that's a finite resource. So the only real question is, how will you choose to invest in it today?